Hey guys, welcome back. This is Great Power Rangers Season 2, Episode 30 of my show, but this is about Episode 28 of Season 2. Now, Episode 28 is Part 2 of the two-part episode, The Power Transfer. So basically, this video is going to carry over from where the first one left off. Now, if you guys remember, in the ending segment of the first one, Zedd had tried to stop the Rangers from getting the Sword of Light in order to transfer the power to 3 new Rangers. But before I actually continue, I just want to mention, since we're on episode 28, that technically means now we've got, let's see, if you go by the 2, so it's 28 and then 29, let's see, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. So we got 5 more videos left, until the 30, we got 2 more videos left until the 30 segment, and then when we get to episode 32, we'll have about 20 more videos left of the second season. I say 20 because I'm going by the 2 segments, because there's 52 episodes. So if you go by the 2, because it's a 52 episode season, so yeah, if you go by that, it's about 20 or 20 or so more episodes, starting with episode 32. I just wanted to get that out of the way there. Anyway, continuing on with what I was saying earlier. Now, getting back into it, the way this episode actually starts off is it carries over from where, like I said, it carries over from where the previous episode left off. And as you guys know, in my previous video that I covered, Zedd had tried to stop the Rangers from getting the Sword of Light. And in doing so, in order to do that, he had to destroy the entire deserted planet. Well, actually, if you guys remember, the way this episode actually starts off is, first it starts off with where the 3, where Rocky, Adam, and Aiesha were, because it starts with them being tied up by Zedd's putties, and they're trying to figure out a way to get out. And then, in order to get rid of the sleep machine, and then Adam sees the soccer ball there, and then he tried to drag it with his foot, and then when Aiesha realizes about the soccer ball, he says, "Soccer now," and then basically they managed to finally break the rope that the putties had them chained to on the tree, and in the process of doing so, but in order to get the putties' attention, they pretend that Rocky has run away from them and stuff, which is a distraction, and then they manage to destroy the sleep machine. And then after that, then it goes back to where the Rangers are, and then it goes back to where the Rangers are, and after that, they're retrieving the Sword of Light from the statue, and then they manage to get to the statue, and they realize they try to pull it out, but they can't, and then Billy realizes that because the sword is a part of the statue, and then Billy realizes that the only way to get the sword is for them to place the ring on the statue's finger, Now, I'm sorry if it seems like I'm kind of rushing this one. It's mostly, it's not that I'm trying to rush it. It's basically, well, you see, basically not much happens in this second part as it did in the first one. But it's a little bit of minor details that I didn't cover in the first one because I didn't want to accidentally do that. And basically, that's why I'm trying to make this video a little shorter than my previous one I did, and if I do that, I completely apologize about it. Anyway, now getting back into it, after like I said, the three of them managed to, the Rangers managed to get to the statue with the Sword of Light, and they try to pull it out. Well, but first they see Serpenterra overhead, and then they try to pull it out of the statue, but it doesn't work. And then Billy said that the statue, the ring that he has, it looks like it fits on the statue's finger. So he puts it on there, and then that loosens the sword for them to grab it, and then... Oh, I just want to backtrack to with the sleep machine. They do manage to destroy the sleep machine. Rocky and Aiesha do manage to destroy the sleep machine using the soccer ball, which basically breaks everyone out of that sleeping spell that the sleep cloud put them in. And then basically, now I'm gonna get back to what I mentioned before with the deserted planet. They managed to put the ring on the finger of the statue to loosen the sword a little, and then basically, once they get the sword, Zedd gets a little upset, and then he decides to basically destroy the entire planet in order to prevent the Rangers from getting the sword. And then once the Rangers teleport out, after Zedd destroys the planet, he thinks that he got rid of them in the process. So he goes back to Angel Grove to finish the Earth off, and then basically, the Rangers, along with the three departing ones, explained to Zordon that they did manage to get the sword, but in the process of doing so, the deserted planet was complete. Jason explains to Zordon that they did manage to get the sword, but the deserted planet was completely destroyed. And then Trini basically explains that they can't leave now, not with Zedd and Serpenterra on the horizon. But then Zordon informs them that he informed Jason, Trini, and Zack that they served their planet well as Power Rangers, but they have been chosen to take on a new role to defend the planet as Team Peace ambassadors, and going on the quest to retrieve the Sword of Light was supposed to be their last quest as Power Rangers. And then basically, after that, they're wondering who they will transfer the yellow, black, and red Ranger powers to. And then that's when Zordon teleports Zordon teleports Rocky, Adam, and Aiesha to the command center. And then Tommy is ecstatic about them being there because they're the ones being chosen to be the three new yellow, red, and black Rangers. And then Aiesha says that isn't this incredible, and then they use the sword of power, the sword of light, to transfer the red, black, and yellow powers from Jason, Zack, and Trini to Adam, Rocky, and Aiesha, and then after that, the three of the Rangers depart, like they get ready for their trip for the conference in Switzerland, and then basically, after that, Zordon is introducing the three Rangers, telling them to step forward, and then he's telling them that there are three Zords, which, as I stated, Adam's Zord for the rest of the second season is the Lion, Aiesha's is the Griffin, and Rocky's is the Red Dragon. So basically their Zords are the same as Jason, Zack, and Trini's, which makes sense because they're taking over from where those three left off. So in this case, it makes sense that they would use the same ones. And then after Adam hears about that, Adam's telling Zordon that he's thanking him for it, and he tells him that he won't let him down. And then after that, Alpha is saying, well, first what happens is when Zedd realizes that three of the Rangers had departed, basically he gets upset with Goldar because when he destroyed the planet, Goldar supposedly told him that the Rangers didn't make it out, but they did, and then Goldar says that they must have escaped, and then he says that it's brilliant, and then Zedd insults him by saying it's a brilliant deduction. So he decides that since they're late, they'll conjure up a goodwill ambassador to deal with the Rangers for the time being. And the monster that he decides to summon up is a tick-based monster known as Silver Horns. Now, this monster is sort of similar to... Ironically, this monster is actually sort of similar to a monster that the Rangers fought, that the Rangers are going to fight in Season 3. Now, I'm not going to tell you what the name of the monster in Season 3 is, but I'm just going to tell you what the Silver Horns monster looked like. It's basically a giant blue tick-like monster, like an insect, and it talks in a cowboyish like accent, and then... But anyway, after that, the alarm in the command center goes off, and then Alpha explains that Zedd has created a horrible insect-based monster named tick-based monster named Silver Horns, and it's rampaging through the city. And then Zordon is telling the Rangers that they have to basically go to deal with the Silver Horns monster, and then Tommy is explaining to the three of them that basically they're on call 24 hours a day, and then they go to fight the Silver Horns monster, and then basically what happens is after that, the Silver Horns monster is introducing them to his putty friends, and they start fighting them, and then after that they start fighting the Silver Horns monster a little bit, and then after that Zedd makes the Silver Horns monster crow with his potion, and then basically the Silver Horns monster catches the potion, and he's like, "The ball's in my court!" And then he slams the potion on the ground, and it makes him grow. And then basically that's when they call out their Zords to deal with the Silver Horns monster. And then basically what happens is after that, basically what happens is, after that, they manage to defeat the Silverhorns monster. Now I just want to mention something before. When Zedd created the monster, the only reason he created it in the first place was because they ran low on power because of the fact that they used up most of the energy destroying the deserted planet. So in turn, destroying that planet caused Serpenterra to lose energy, which is why the monster was conjured up in the first place. Anyway, and then basically, after that, Zedd gets upset that he lost to the Rangers again and was unable to prevent Zordon from transferring the power to 3 new Rangers. And then he says that this isn't the end. Well, he mentions about Goldar mentions about the word recharge, and then basically Zedd basically decrees that no more using the word recharge. Well, he basically makes an oath to, no matter how many Rangers there are, he's gonna find a way to defeat them. And then basically what happens is, then it goes into a scene where they're watching their 3 departing friends on a viewing globe getting into the plane to go to Switzerland. And then after that, they do that same Power Ranger thing that they did for the beginning of the first season segment and the midway segment of the first season when Tommy was introduced. And then that's basically where this episode stops. So if you guys like this video when I post it, just please give this video the real best you guys can, and I will see you guys probably next time for the next video. So until then, guys, like I always tell you with this series, may the power protect you always.